Safety in Ogden Canyon this summer will be the first since UDOT made several changes to the canyon to try and make things safer. But have those changes had an impact? Thanks for joining us tonight for 2 News at 5. I'm Brian Schnee.
And I'm Jim Spiewak in for Heidi, who is on assignment tonight. David Ochoa asked people in the canyon. He's joining us live. So David, safety in this canyon has been a big topic for a lot of years now.
That's right, and especially after a crash that killed Lifetime Products CEO and his daughter, the calls for safety really intensified. And UDOT listened, but now we're trying to see if they're working.
Twists and turns and narrow roads define Ogden Canyon. Those, combined with speeding, reckless driving, and other bad decisions, is a bad combination.
You're always wondering if there's going to be another crash.
There have been a number of crashes in the canyon over the years, including the tragedy of when a man took a sharp turn while hauling heavy equipment, which caused the equipment to fall onto a car and killing a father and daughter. And that's when calls for more safety in the canyon were amplified.
We have to look at it from our standpoint to see what can we do to make Ogden Canyon as safe as it can possibly be.
John Gleason with UDOT says they heard from the public and made some changes.
We restricted vehicles that are 50 feet or longer. We reduced the speed limit to 35 miles per hour in an area called the Narrows. We also added more curve warning signs.
They also added driver feedback signs and rumble strips to the center line. But have people noticed a difference?
Awesome to see not so many big trucks, but it doesn't account for the little cars and the little motorcycles.
Brenda Lindsay is the general manager of the Alaskan Inn, which sits inside the canyon. She likes that UDOT is trying to make things safer, but says the main problem is still drivers and riders that speed and try to pass people.
It's almost like a person that is, you know, when you say no, they're going to say yes. They're going to be like, well, let me see if I can do it today.
And the driver of that caused that crash a few years ago, they was just sentenced last week. Now, we talked to a couple other residents who both told me that it seems like things are a little bit better, but again, the speeding is still a problem. And Gleason says it takes about 3 years to really see and collect enough data to see if things are working and really are safer. Reporting live from Ogden Canyon, David Ochoa, KUTV 2 News.
All right, David, thank you very much. On Friday, the tow truck driver Michael Love was sentenced for his role in the crash that killed Lifetime Products CEO Richard Hendrickson and his daughter Sally. Love was sentenced to 1 to 15 years in jail for aggravated assault, 364 days for each of the 2 negligent homicide charges, 0 to 5 years for 1 count of obstruction of justice, and 364 days for another count of obstruction of justice. The sentences will be served consecutively.